J Drone here. What's going on, guys? I'm gonna go over the bugs lineup from MJX and kind of go over the drones themselves and show you what they have to offer and my personal opinion on it. So first, we'll start with these guys. These right here are the Bugs 3s or F100s. Force 100. Force made the F100. This is the F100 Ghost drone. I'm just going to go over these quickly and then I'll start touching on the Bugs 3s. And then we have this one right here, the black one, which is just a regular F100 that I have DJI legs on, and we also have different blades on it. This lineup here, the Bugs 3 lineup right here, versus the Bugs 2, versus the newer drones that they just came out with, versus the Bugs 8, 6, and 8 Pro. I think this is the way to go. I think the original Bugs 3 is the way to go, and I will explain why I think that. Without modification, we can have a drone like this. It's a sport flyer. Bam. Low profile. Your legs are right there. Sport flyer. Same thing with this one. This one, if you're not familiar with it, is a Drocon Bugs 3. And again, super low profile. You don't have to put legs on them. Let's just go ahead and get these two out of the way. We'll start moving stuff out of the way as we talk about them. And then over here, you can see there's something in this guy's face. This is a Bugs 5.8 gigahertz camera. This is super simple to do, super simple to put in. I chopped up the face. Some guys, oh, you shouldn't have done that, dude. I got a couple bugs. I actually like it opened up like that. But this is plug and play. This is plug and play, and right there, it just plugs in right above my thumb. 2 screws go on there, and sure, I could have drilled out a nice hole for this. This is adjustable. So that's one part of the versatility of the Bugs 3 lineup. You got plug and play options on it where you can add a camera like that. That's 5.8 gigahertz. The camera's antenna will stick out there on the end. So we got 3 left. We got F100 drone. We got Drone Days Bugs. BAM's Drone Days Bugs. This is the stock setup. This is the stock setup with the legs on it, no modifications, and then you just slip in a camera mount underneath there, and it'll hold a GoPro. That's your second type of that'd probably be your second deal. Instead of flying it like that or adding a camera, you'd probably add that mount first. And again, it's just a slip mount just like that. We'll get rid of that. Then we have Grover Bugs, another Drocon Bugs. This is a panoramic camera. It's actually meant to go in that right there, but I think it works out a lot better if you put it in its grill. And again, what we got going on here, very simple mod. Very simple mod. Let's go ahead and pop this back up. And as you can see, these shells come off very easily. This is plugged in right there. Super simple. And the shell itself is basically what's holding it in there. I don't get any type of jello off of it. It's really clean camera. It's a different look, a different perspective than just the standard camera. So we will go ahead and get rid of this guy. Now lastly, this. We got long legs on this. Why do we got such long legs on this? This is set up for Walkera gimbal. That way there's enough clearance underneath this. And Walkera gimbal is a 2-axis gimbal that we put under here. And again, we just slide it right on the slide mount, holds GoPro, and we're good to go. So let's go ahead and get some of these over here. And that's the versatility. That's just about everything you can do with these, minus one thing. You can put an all-in-one camera on the top of any of these, much like I have done to this guy, all-in-one camera, battery. You could do that with any of these drones. But as far as all the camera options, your Walkera, your standard, and then you have your 5.8, I say go with the Bugs 3 lineup. It's probably going to be the cheapest. You're going to have the most versatile drone. Let's go over to the Bugs 2. The Bugs 2 is a GPS drone. It's still brushless drone. As you can see, we have 3 different variations here. The 2 in the back are MJX. The 1 in the front is, again, Force 1 cloned it. Other companies have also cloned this. So what you get, even MJX or Force 1, whatever, you get a very sleek looking drone. You get a camera in the front, which will hold a SD card on the side. You have 2 different options with this. You can get one with Wi-Fi FPV or the one without Wi-Fi FPV. I suggest get the one without Wi-Fi FPV, and then again, just smack an all-in-one camera on top of it, and you have real FPV. Or, if you want to go a step further, we can do this. We can grab one of these Bugs, and we can throw a transmitter on top of it. We can throw a Q6 underneath it, a battery to power the transmitter, and get super long range FPV. Also with GPS, and return home if you get a little bit frisky. And then lastly, this was done by necessity. This drone crashed into the Taj Mahal, which is no more in Atlantic City. It's actually a Hard Rock now. And as you can see back there, we've got lots of repair that went on to this drone. This was done by necessity because I didn't have these two guys at the time. I only had this, and I absolutely had to fly this. So I took some legs and we just zip tied them on there, and then we have a GoPro mount here with a little backing to make sure it's secure, and bam, so this is now a GoPro drone. Some guys have thrown the Walkera, like I mentioned over here with this tall guy right here. Some guys have thrown the Walkera on this drone. Myself, I don't go for it just because I think the Bugs 3 has more punch and power than these do, and I don't really want to weigh down these drones. Okay, so we've done the Bugs 3. We've done the Bugs 2. Let's get to the Bugs 6, 8, and 8 Pro. This right here was the first one. This right here was the first one out of the series. As you can see, it kind of has the whole original red line down the back look to it, original Bugs look to it. This is the Bugs 8. This was released first. Not too many people have these because for some reason they did away with them and then went to the Bugs 6, which this is the Bugs 6. They're identical. I do have different propellers on this. These are Bugs 8 Pro's propeller, which actually seem to kill the battery quicker than these standard propellers here. But both had the option to have that 5.8 gigahertz camera in the front of it. Both had the option not to have it. Myself, if you're gonna buy either one of these, I highly suggest don't get the camera. Let's switch that down. Don't get the camera option because it's limited. It's limited. The quality is not excellent on it. If you're afraid to do, again, this mod over here, if you're afraid to do that all-in-one mod, which again, it's simply just camera to battery. If you're afraid to do that, then maybe you want to go ahead and get the RTF no mod plug and play. There you go. Generally, these are already set up. Sometimes I think they do ship it with the camera and you have to install it. And again, if you have to install it, it's super simple to do. There you go. There's the camera, and it plugs in right back there. And the shell on the Bugs 8 is the same way. It will come off just like that one. So that's thoughts on those. So if you considering getting the Bugs 6, because I don't think the Bugs 8 is available, so we'll concentrate on the Bugs 6. Considering getting the Bugs 6 or the Bugs 8 Pro, which one to go for? Well, what's your skill set? Have you mastered maybe a Bugs 3 and you want to get into sportier type racing? If that's the case, get the Bugs 8 Pro, just because it's operating off of a 3-cell battery. It's much quicker than that. And again, we have the camera here. If you get the option without the camera, I highly suggest it, and go with the all-in-one on top with a little battery supplying it. You'll get much better range. I suggest going with this. You can also run GoPros on any of these. You can strap a GoPro to the top. You can strap a GoPro to the bottom of these. They will lift it. They do have the power to lift it. And again, I've noticed with the tri-blades on the 6 versus the straight blades on this one, you get more punch but less flight time, so let that be known. All right, let's get to the new stuff. We everybody likes new, and I saved the new stuff for last. Right here, we'll just put that right there. That's the Bugs. That's the Bugs 3 Mini. This guy is the Bugs 5. Then we have the 3H, and then we have the 3 Pro. Let's talk about these two first, because they're pretty new designs. This one right here has acro. It's pretty sporty flyer, has a proprietary battery. I like this drone. And if we pop off the top, bam, I have AIO, all-in-one camera, 200 milliwatts on this for epic range. This will outdo the range of the controller. And again, it's super simple to do. Mount it, run a battery to connect, done. That's your power for that. It doesn't run off the battery. You could run it off the battery if you wanted to. And again, super proprietary battery. As far as the Bugs 3s and the Bugs 8s, those batteries are interchangeable. And the Bugs 6s, they're interchangeable. This has a smaller battery. This has a larger battery. You can run the larger batteries in these drones. You can run the smaller batteries in those drones, you'll get a shorter flight time. As far as interchangeable on these, you can only run the batteries from that on that without modifying the battery. However, you can run those batteries in these. There's a little locking mechanism on those which doesn't allow you to run these on those, but you can run that on these, if that makes any sense. So the Bugs 3 Mini is definitely a cool drone. Acro's a little bit sticky on it. It's not great acro by any means, but definitely a cool flyer. Now this guy right here is one of the newer ones. It's the Bugs 5, and this has an adjustable camera. It is not a brushless gimbal. Dude, if they would have put a brushless gimbal on it, they would have had a home run, slam dunk, hit out of the park, man. But it's still cool. This is a GPS drone. It sits nice. You can adjust this up and down. Has cool lights in the eyes, has cool lights underneath, and it has just a really cool look to it. Again, we have a different proprietary battery. Which will only fit with this drone, just as well as the Bug 3 Mini. That battery will only fit with that drone, so keep that in mind. This drone is limited. They've limited the height to, I think, 145 meters, something like that, 147 meters. They've limited the height, so keep that in mind. The distance is nowhere near as good as, I believe, the Bugs 3s. Definitely not the Bugs 2s. You can max out those controllers 999 and just keep going. And I don't think it's as good as these either. But then again, you have GPS, which is a safer range run versus doing this without GPS. Although, again, you can put an all-in-one camera and fly FPV with these. And these are also compatible with the original jumper, not that jumper, the black and silver jumper. You can get the Bugs 3s, you can get the Bugs 8s and 6s, you could even get the Bugs 2s on the black and silver jumper. That's the jumper plus. So that's a huge advantage with these too, because then you got killer range. You got epic range. I've taken this guy out 1.3 kilometers. So keep that in mind. So why would you want to get this? Why would you want to get this drone? Well, because it looks cool. Or if you don't need epic altitude and you just wanted to canvas an area and have the tiltability, that might be a reason to get this. So let's go ahead and put that to the side. We will get the reason I didn't put this in the same class as the Bugs 3s, although it's called a Bugs 3H, is because it's altitude hold. You can turn the altitude hold off. I don't think it has the same punch. They offered a 5G Wi-Fi FPV camera underneath it, which is good, but it only lasts a certain distance. This is novelty. Or maybe for a new flyer. Maybe if you're a new flyer, I don't suggest you going with the Bugs 3 lineup or these. This, however, I might suggest you going with. It has altitude. It has your training wheels to get into the Bugs 3, and you also have app connectivity where you can check it out via that. So that's definitely cool. And also that you have options in your app to do follow me and everything else. I'm not really touching on all that as far as features. I'm basically talking about flyability. And again, this right here is a normal battery. That right there is a normal battery like these guys have it. It's an XT30 connection. You don't have a proprietary battery, so that's a huge plus with this one. So all the batteries for these guys, if I wanted to run this all day, I could charge them all up and we can run this all day. Last but not least is the drone that is FPV'd. So this is the Bugs 3 Pro. This is the GPS drone, and again, just as well as that guy, it's limited in altitude. They've cut us, I think, 147 meters in altitude, which I don't think is cool. It's a GPS drone, much like these guys back here, but it's also limited on distance. These guys get epic distance. They just go and go and go, and that's off the stock transmitter. As far as putting on the jumper, then we got more distance on top of it. But what I do like about this is the fact that they gave you this camera right here. It will continue recording after app, just as well as that one will, but this is GPS. You have high assist. This is a great beginner's drone. So you get an SD card in here, you mod AIO on top of it, you get a battery in back there. You can record consistently off of this while you're flying FPV and get clean footage off of this. I like that. So that's just my quick rundown, guys. I don't know. I might put links down below. I don't know. That'd be a lot of linkage. But if I do, it's just so you guys can check it out. It's not the best deal. Some of them might be the best deal, but it's just quick Amazon search, copy, paste, and whatnot. That way you could have a look at them. And again, I highly suggest the Bugs 3 lineup if you are not an advanced flyer. If you are an advanced flyer, I suggest that wholeheartedly. And then if you want to get to that for super quick, you could also put 3S batteries in these. If you are not an advanced flyer and you want something to start off with, the Bugs 2 would be a great one. You got unlimited range, or some of these new drones. Some of these new drones are definitely built for new people, I think. And then you have this one, and I didn't touch on that one. That also has acro, but I don't think the acro on that is that impressive, where it's a little bit sticky. Guys, I'm J-Drone. If you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button. This is the entire Bugs 3 lineup from MJX. The oddball ones that I've tossed in from F100, and the Ghost is behind me, are just to show you that there are different variants of these drones. Alright guys, if you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe button. If you have any questions, comments, concerns down below, definitely get at me. I think the only other thing I could touch on is controller compatibility. Bugs 3 to Bugs 8 to Bugs 6, all the controllers are compatible. You could have one MJX controller and fly all these drones. You can also fly the Bugs 2 with one of these drones. You cannot fly Bugs 2 control. You cannot fly Bugs 3, 8, or 6 with the Bugs 2 controller. It doesn't work out, but you can use these controllers on these. Again, guys, if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button, and that's it, guys. But Bugs 3 Pro and that one, controllers are compatible, but you want the roller. One of them, the roller doesn't work. One of them, the roller does work. So you want the roller for that one, so you can adjust your camera down. All right, guys, later.